Our project is Java Event Management System. So for the event management like registration and add event, then payment, we are going to build one Java application for event management. So here we are going to use JDBC, which is basically Java database connection, Java servlet, server deployment to create web application or web platform for event management system. So let us see how we can proceed with our project. So what is event management system? So we want to deploy a web app using Java for event registration. So for this scenario, I'm considering university level events. The events are which are in university to deploy the web app for event management with the help of Java servlet. So steps of our developments are: first is project setup, which is we are going to basically set up our project in IDE. Then understanding different tools which we are going to use. First, their understanding. Then basics of databases, how we can handle the database according to that. Fourth step is making connections with Java servlet and JDBC connection. And after the deployment and debugging of our project. So we are going to build event management system and we are going to develop web app using Java for event registration at university level events with the help of Java servlet. So this is our basic aim or main aim for Java servlet. So what is the application requirements, or we can say web application requirements? Java program to display web contents, like we want to display some web contents through the Java program. So you should have the basic knowledge about Java, how the Java language is, like methods, classes, predefined methods, how we can use out method and everything, and some basic concepts of SQL. So SQL is basic language used in database for create tables, inserting data. So we are going to use SQL inside Java program to perform all the database actions. You should know little bit about HTML and CSS for the front end, because we are going to develop web app with the help of this only. Like HTML is the front end, but we are going to develop full backend with the Java, like adding the data into the database and fetching that data from the database. Then website for login, admin or event guest. So I'm considering here two scenarios, or we can say two use case for this application. One is administrator. So for the administrator, the actions are like add event or handle that event, then change the details, everything. But for the guest, they should see the login and sign up. With that, they should find that particular event and then register for that event using payment. I'm not considering here full payment method like payment gateways or something. I'm just showing the small demonstration for that. For admin, we should give administrative actions like add event, full admin control over there, and they should see all the event details, who registered or all things. For the guests, they should find register option and payment. So this is the basic application requirements. Before that, you should requires a tool or tools we required. So we basically need Java development kit. Here I am going to use Java development kit 1.8, JDK 1.8. Why I am using Java 1.8? Because the server which we are going to use or deploy is localhost. I am basically to demonstrate everything, but it is Glassfish server I am going to use. So Glassfish server supports 1.8 universally. 1.8 JDK is basically for that only. Then IDE, NetBeans I'm going to use here, Apache NetBeans. Additionally, with JDK, you should requirements is Java X library. You can find on the internet Java X library. It is popular library for SQL and SQL statements in Java. Then Java EE Enterprise version 8 we are going to deploy here. Oracle database or MySQL database. I am here going to use Oracle database. Then Glassfish server or Tomcat server. Remember, in Tomcat server you can change the port of that HTTP server, but in the Glassfish server you cannot change the port. So remember, HTTP port for Glassfish server is always 8080. In further scenarios, I am going to resolve all the issues with Glassfish server, like there's some port misconfiguration also there, so you have to consider that. But before that, Tomcat server supports only Java EE version 7 till now, so it is very old school enterprise edition, and it does not support JDK. So for the minimal condition, you should use Glassfish server, Oracle database, Java EE version 8, NetBeans IDE, and JDK 1.8. These are the requirements. So we will further proceed with how we can set up our project inside Apache NetBeans. So now we are in the Apache NetBeans. Once you install Apache IDE, 12.8 version is currently LTS long-term stability version here. So you can see everything here. So first, this should be blank. There should not be any project here. So go to File, Create New Project. You can see New Project option here. Create New Project. So it will ask for different scenarios. Like here also, I will increase this option. You can see here different options: Java, Maven, Gradle, Ant. So Maven, Gradle, Ant are the basic libraries inside Java. You can perform with Java Maven also. You can see Maven supports too many applications. But for the simple scenario, we are going to use Ant here. With Ant, click Java Web. You can see web application with existing sources and XML. Click web application, first option here only. Click next. Then give name to your application. I'm going to put event registration. Then you can use dedicated folder for storing libraries and everything. No need to do that because it will automatically create some dedicated folder. Project set the project location and project folder. You can change it, but I'm going to set default. Then click next. Then it will take time to create project. So you can see here option choose is none. Add enterprise application. So it should be none. You should choose a Glassfish server or Apache Tomcat, but I recommend Glassfish server only. If you don't have Glassfish server, go to this option, add. Then you can find your server, like everything: Amazon server, Glassfish, Pyra server. Choose Glassfish server or Tomcat, then download it from here. I already installed and downloaded Glassfish server. Then click Java 8 web. It is after that it is latest Java EE version. After that, Jakarta EE version started. So Java EE 8 web I'm going to use here, and this is the context path. It should be same like as your project. Then hit next. So don't click anything here. We don't need any frameworks, Java server for or Struts or everything. Click on finish. So it will take time to create default project here. We are going to use some default templates here, basically like in Java servlet. So it will take time to perform some actions and everything. Once it is done, you can see in this section one HTML file is added, which is index.html. I'm going to cut this part because this is only comment. So as you can see, this is index.html, and in this scenario you can see everything. Event registration, you can see this is our project, which is web project. Inside this, you can, once you click this plus icon, you can see all the web pages, source packages, libraries, configuration files here. So we are dealing with web pages, sources, and libraries. Don't need to change this file. Don't touch this file. So this is all about our project setup. From the further, I'm going to tell you how we can proceed with our project. This is setup only. So remember, in web pages folder, you should add web pages, HTML front end pages, and in the source packages, you should add packages here. Before that, I will add some libraries, by default libraries here. So we need to install Java X library, as I told you, for the SQL support. So just right click in the libraries, add jar/folder. So I will click this /jar/folder. Inside this, you can where you stored that Java X, I will use this Java X as I told you, and I will share the open. So our library is added now. So we can our this project supports SQL files also. So if you don't want to do it from here, you can go to this and go to project properties, and you can add or change everything here as I told you. Also for this, I am going to use some Oracle JDBC driver, but in further I will tell you how we can add that library also. So this is all about our setup. So let us deal with what is this works or how it works. So index.html is the primary. Don't change the name of index.html. It is loaded file, or we can say loading file of our project. So as you can see in the web pages, there are different things, but if you go this manifest.mf, this is the what we can say, this is the version for the loading. If you change this to some another name, you have to change the project properties to according to that. So let us see how we can build this. So I will just deploy with this and inside this I will print hello world. So deployment is very simple. What you can do, go to this event rage, that project, click clean and build. So what clean and just build with what it will be do, it will show the only the building part, but in the cleaning part it will remove the particular non-usable libraries, non-usable dependencies, and it will cleanly build. So as you can see, our build is successful and total time. So now you can run this from the run project. For the running project, it will take time. So I will show you how we can go with our running time. So wait for some time. It will take around 2 to 3 minutes. Once it is successfully done, you can see build is successful, this message again. And in the Glassfish server, you can see event registration is successfully deployed. So remember, if your port, or what we can say, the port of database is also 8080 localhost, you should change that port using some commands. I will tell you further how you can change the commands there also. So this is 8080. I'm going to use Glassfish port. Otherwise, you can change the Glassfish port while the setup, but it takes some complicated steps, or you have to change the config files also. So I didn't tell that part. Instead of this, you can run single command in SQL to change that port. So once it is successfully built, you can see in the Chrome our this registration is or we can say project is successfully deployed. So this is for the setup only. I told you about, I print the hello world here, and this is now printing. So this is about index.html. So as you can see, our index.html is loaded now. So build is successful. The beautiful thing is about this is, once you deploy it, no need to deploy it again and again. You just print anything. Like I am printing, this is my project for event registration, and just I click Ctrl S to save this. Once I save this and I click reload, you can see this is again deployed. So this is what we can say currently running. So once you have some so let us see how we can see this. So as you can see, this is done in our like this. Once I click Ctrl S and perform this reload here, reload here. So as you can see, this is added. So this is how it works. So once you deploy it, no need to stop it or something like that. I'm going to stop it here because it takes and it acquires that port. So it will slow down the system. But once for the small operation, you can perform this. And if you have some ambiguity or error in this, it will show this error in Glassfish server and event rage also. So this is very important. In this, you can, if your Chrome browser or something is not opening by defaultly, then there is some issue with ID or your code. So no need to worry about that. Sometimes it will happen. So you can use this link also here, this given in output. You can see this output link here. You can use this link to deploy that. So that's it about our first running, or we can say successful deployment of our project. In the further, I will tell you how this Java servlet is working, what is JDBC, then everything. There are some methods in Java servlet also that I will tell you. So we just saw that how we can set up our project and how we can deploy this.